Okay, so it seems like the Spurs are starting to look towards the second round, and that's some good news.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
The San Antonio Spurs have recently interviewed Enrique Freeman, and guys, I have some thoughts about this. Okay, I have some thoughts. I have some. We'll go over everything. We'll go over his stats. I'll give you my pros and I'll give you my cons. And there is an elephant in the room that we have to address. There's no way around it. We have to look at. We got to look at that elephant straight in the face and talk to it. Okay. Now, before we get into any of that, big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. And guys, if you have any questions as far as picks, possible predictions, good predictions, just head on over to their YouTube channel, BetUS TV. And they also have a YouTube channel that's NBA picks and predictions if you want to just be focused strictly on the NBA. And if you're going to sign up, use the link in my description. That's how you help the channel. Use the link in my description and sign up for BetUS. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this. I completely lost. Here it is. So shout out to Nate Lee here for actually posting some of his combine measurements. So he says 6'7" without shoes and has a 7'2" wingspan. And that's really important, this 6'7" without shoes, because people have been calling him 6'7" this entire time, but apparently he's going to be a little taller than that. So that's good news. But diving into some of his stats. So we'll go over his stats, then we'll talk about pros, and then cons. I have to talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to cons. But right off the bat, statistic wise, 18.6 points per game, 1.7 blocks, 12.9 rebounds, which was very significant because that led the nation at some point. I don't know if it led it into, I know it led it into March Madness. Yeah, I don't think anybody caught up from my recollection. If I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comments. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. That's a lot of rebounds anyways. And you can see here, over the past 3 years, he averaged a double-double. So this is not just a fluke, okay? This guy goes after it. 3-point percentage, 37%, which is very impressive because you can see down here, 2 seasons ago, he just weren't taking those. So you can tell that he's been building upon his game. And the most significant part of all of his statistics, in my opinion, is his free throw percentage. It shows not only with his 3-point percentage getting better, but his free throw percentage getting better, that he definitely has worked on his shooting. Now, let's just go into straight up pros, okay? All the pros I have, And actually, let's have a, here, we'll use this as a physical or visual. We use this as a visual. All right, so pros. I'll start with offense, okay? Offensively, I think that he has really good footwork. He has a good post game. I think that he utilizes his size very well, even though, you know, he's 6'7", you know, probably about 6'8". I think that he has a really nice frame on him, and he is not afraid to get physical. Lord knows that the Spurs need a backup big man. Now, we're not necessarily struggling when it pertains to rebounding. I know that that's offense and defense, but as far as rebounding, we didn't really struggle this past season. As far as all the teams in the league, we were pretty mid, if not better than mid. We were 11th in the league in rebounding overall, so we weren't absolutely terrible. But you can always use a big man coming off the bench, you know, when Wemby has to do so much. But anyways, offensively, back to the basket type of player, has really good footwork. Offensively, he goes after it. Okay. Now defensively, obviously we mentioned rebounding, but defense, he is a pretty solid defender. He's a pretty solid shot blocker. Now, he's not somebody that's as versatile, even at his size. You know, he's not versatile like Jeremy Sohan, where it's like, oh, can he guard wings? Or nah, it doesn't really seem like that's the case. Wings can get past him quite easily. But he is a very solid defender in the paint, and he's going to make life at least difficult for you, and that's what you really like. Also, another pro, okay, and this is probably, you know, what a lot of people care about. Culturally, he definitely fits. He is a super nice kid. I watched some interviews of his, and he's smart, but he also he seems genuinely kind. I know you can't tell just from an interview, but no, he just seems like a really nice kid. So I'm not surprised by any means if the Spurs were to try to go after him in the second round. Okay. Now, cons. I have to get the cons out of the way. Face-up game, not that great. Kind of non-existent. All right, kind of non-existent face-up game. So that's one thing that worries me. And the biggest thing, okay, we'll just go straight into the elephant in the room. Okay, he is a older player. He is 23 years old. So he's an older senior coming into the league. I don't know how high his ceiling actually is, so I don't know if he'll end up being one of those players that he's in the second round, but he becomes so much more. I'm not 100% sure, but what I do know is maybe he is just a late bloomer, because his last couple seasons, this is a huge difference. He changed everything in order to make him a worthy candidate for the draft, and it shows. So he is a hard worker. So I guess we can go back into pros. He is a hard worker, but cons, yeah, his age is pretty, you know, it's up there, and that's something that you're gotta. Oh, dude, no way. Okay, so I literally messaged before doing this video, or like right before I hit record, I messaged Swish Hill. You guys know we love Swish Hill over here. And I asked him, what did he think of Enrique Freeman? And this is his text message, okay? All right, here's his text message. Reminds me of Hekes in that he's an undersized guy who's been playing power forward throughout college. Solid post game. Okay, we said that. Solid defender. Solid shooter. Little old. He is a little old. And not an elite athlete. Oh, that's something I didn't mention. Yeah. Feels like a solid second round choice. So yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, as far as athletic wise, like, yeah, he's not like a high flyer or anything like that, but he goes after it. That's what's the most important thing. He goes after it. And he has pretty decent footwork, like I said. But yeah, he will put his body on the line and do whatever he possibly can. But there is a limitation there. And like I said, there is he's not one of those players that has like a super high ceiling. Okay, you can blatantly see the ceiling there. I don't think that he'll be a huge shocker, but like you said, I agree. He's a solid second round choice. And with the Spurs being desperate for a backup big man, I would not be angry at this choice by any means if they were to go in this direction. Out of curiosity, because I don't know this right off the bat, how tall is Charles Bassey? Okay, see, Charles Bassey's 6'10". They've used him as center, and with all of his injury issues, I don't see this as like if the Spurs were to get him, I don't see this as a replacement for Don Barlow. I would see it more so as a replacement for Charles Bassey. And Bassey, yeah, he just can't stay healthy, and both of which are 23 years old. So I don't know. I guess we'll just see. But like I said, nice frame, good kid, goes after it, plays hard. He'll be a good choice. He'll be a good choice in the second round, at least in my opinion. So you guys let me know what you think. Anyways, I will get with you guys later, man. Until next time, bye. Psych! I always get you guys with that. Big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.